Hi, my name is Reese, and welcome back to Reese's Species. So this week, I actually got some new spiders. I got a couple of new tarantulas, some tarantula slings. So I actually only ordered one. I ordered this Selenotypus champagne robustus, but the seller sent me a free one along with it, a Selenotypus exavale, so the same genus but a different species. So I already have a tarantula, his name is Baal. He is a Phlogius PQ113, so he's actually a different genus. That genus is often referred to as Selenocosmia. They are a faster growing, more active species that you see more often. They web more, and like I said, they grow a little faster. So these Selenotypus, they're a little smaller. They do not grow nearly as fast, and they're seen a little less often. But I wanted something a little slower growing. So these slings are actually a lot smaller than I expected them to be, so I had to do a run and grab some makeshift sling enclosures. So these are just like food storage containers from Kmart. I think they were only like a couple of bucks each. I would prefer the clip tops, but since these guys are so small, it's fine to just, have these push on lids as long as they're nice and secure. I've taken a soldering iron and I've put some holes in the side for ventilation. You can do this with a drill, but you're more likely to crack the plastic. So a soldering iron works great. I made a bit of a mess, but these, I'm not too concerned about these. These are mostly temporary, and I'll use these this clear area for the front. Alrighty, so let's set up these containers. So I've already made up some substrate. So this is just cocoa peat. Just damp cocoa peat, that's all it is. There's nothing special in here. It could probably do with being a little wetter, but I'll use it as it is. So we want the substrate to be fairly deep. You want it to take up most of the container because these guys do like to burrow. Just take a handful, put it in, compact it down softly. So you, like what I did with the sand for the wolf spider enclosure, you just kind of softly pat it down. You don't want to press down too hard. You just softly pat it down until you've filled, I'd say, about 2/3 of the enclosure. Now you don't have to add anything to sling enclosures. They can just kind of be as they are. They don't need anything fancy, so if you want to add something, that's, to your discretion. I will be adding just some of these little fake plants. So just these little fake plants. I've got 2 of these and just a couple of other ornaments. So I'll just pop the fake plant into the back corner. This is just because I think it'll look nice. There's no benefits. And in this enclosure I'll also add this little wooden red mushroom that I have. So I'll just pop that back in the corner as well. And what I will do is I'll make a starting hole, so you can take the back of a paintbrush or just your pinky finger and just push it in and create this little entrance, this little starting hole, little starting entrance. Just like that. Just to give them somewhere to burrow. I'm going to pop this in a larger enclosure to get out. I'll start with the exavale. So you just get them out like that, pop that in that larger enclosure. That way if it does run, instead of just continuing to run, it'll run into this enclosure. They can climb plastic and glass, unlike wolf spiders, which cannot climb plastic and glass. Tarantulas have scalpel pads, I think they're called, and tarsal claws, which allows them to climb smooth surfaces like glass and plastic. So this one you can see it's right on the outside of the container. So right on the outside, so that's why I'm starting with it. just because it's gonna be that little bit easier to get out. Now, Australian tarantulas are old world tarantulas. Old world meaning that they come from like Oceania, Asia, and certain parts of Europe. Their venom is not considered medically significant. However, I have heard that it is not very nice to be bitten by an Australian tarantula because they have large fangs and a bad attitude. Australian tarantulas are fossorial, which means that they burrow. They like to live underground, as opposed to arboreal species, which like to live up in trees. And unlike over in the USA, which get all these gorgeous tarantulas that come in a variety of colors, from blues to reds, oranges, some are even kind of almost purple, pinks. Here in Australia, all our tarantulas are just kind of brown to black. Some can show some blues and some like oranges, but majority of the time they're just that same kind of brown. Alright. Pop this open and just use the paintbrush to just kind of coax him out. Come on. Oh, he's threat posing me. Come on, sweetheart. Come on. Oh, you're so grumpy. Come on, back it up. Yeah, go that way. Come on. There you go, lovely. Oh, you're so little. Oh, these guys are teeny tiny. So I'm just going to take some of this sphagnum moss that he was sent in. And I'm just going to pop it in one of the back corners, just being aware of where the tarantula is. Even though they're so small, a bite would not be a pleasant experience. Alrighty. One down, one to go. Put that lid on, make sure it's nice and secure. Oh, so little. You can see just how teeny tiny they are. What a cutie. Alrighty, on to the next enclosure. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Just going to fill up about 2/3 of the way with substrate. And just lightly press it down. And then just the same thing, I'll take the fake plant and I'll press it. We'll do the other corner. I'll press it down into the substrate. And for this enclosure, I'm going to take a little yellow duck. And I'm just going to pop it in the front, like that. And I'm going to make that starter burrow again. I'm going to put it in a different location, just there. And pop it down. I'm actually going to take the sphagnum moss from this enclosure, just from this shipping cup, just because it'll be a little easier. And pop it in the corner behind the plant. So just the sphagnum moss increases the humidity, so it holds water and it allows the humidity to be increased. So Australian tarantulas or the majority of Australian tarantulas are found in kind of that temperate to subtropical, and some even in tropical areas, such as up north like Cairns. Some are found a bit more desert, but these species they prefer a bit more humidity. So this one is the Champagne robustus, is actually buried down in a sphagnum moss, and as such is going to be a bit of a pain to get out. I see you down there. Can I get you to come out on your own? Instead of having to dig you out? Yeah, you're alive. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm glad when you bolted you stayed inside the container that I want you to stay in. That was very nice of you. Can I have a look at you? Hello, you're very pretty. You're even smaller. Wow. Alrighty, they're both in their new homes. Now I'm really hoping one of these two will be a female. Just because female tarantulas, they live a little longer, so they have a bit more of a extended life expectancy, whereas male tarantulas' lives are a bit shorter because they're kind of designed to just grow up, mate, and die, whereas females, you know, they are the reproducers. They produce, you know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of young. And so a male tarantula's lifespan can be anywhere from, you know, a couple of years, about 4 years, to, you know, not super long, I think about 8 for Australian tarantulas. Whereas a female tarantula can live like over 10 years, up to 20 or more. They have extremely, extremely long lifespans. Same with trapdoor spiders. I believe the oldest one, oldest wild one ever recorded was in her 40s. So they do live a fairly long time, especially in contrast to true spiders. So tarantulas are not true spiders. They are ancient spiders belonging to mealgomorphs instead of araneomorphs like your true spiders. So when I say true spiders, I'm referring to like jumping spiders, wolf spiders, orb weavers, you know, anything that really springs to mind when you think spider. But trapdoors and tarantulas are mealgomorphs, and so they're a more ancient kind of spider, and they have very, very long lifespans, whereas your true spiders, your araneomorphs, have lifespans ranging about 2 years, roughly. But yeah, so couple of new tarantulas in some new enclosures, and hopefully one of them will turn out to be female. I'll have to label them so I remember which one is which. But that is all for this video. Enjoy the rest of your week. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe and hit the notifications icon, as well as follow me over on Instagram. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.